Hey Heather, when do I go back to basics? I do this. I am definitely a person who will Google things like how to boil water. And Google has made it so much easier, right? Because I think, when I was younger, before we had like everything at our fingertips, I can't say that I would have been like, oh, I think I just want to go back to basics on this. I'm going to go to the library and check out a book about boiling water or whatever. Um, yeah, I have no problem like just going to like, what's the reset here? Like, let's go back to the foundation. But I don't like to start with the foundation. I like to just get started and jump in and figure it out. And then if it's not working the way that I expect, then I'll go back. That's usually the reason, right? Is that something's not really, you're not getting the results that you want. So you go, maybe I missed something. I'm going to go back to the beginning. And I actually find it a lot easier to go back at that point because you have a sense of the scope of everything. You've had some experience with it, like you've engaged with whatever it is. So then when you go back to the beginning, it's not like starting with just tiny little bits of information. You have some understanding you can bring to the whole thing, and then you can sort of, even at that point, kind of skim through and be like, this is what I'm looking for. So one thing that came to mind for me is specifically cleaning bathrooms, specifically toilets, actually. And I'm not new to cleaning. I grew up cleaning. My parents owned a concessions business. I cleaned concessions trailers. I cleaned bathrooms growing up. I never really would have thought that I would have an issue with that. Like, I don't know how to clean. Like, that's not really a thing for me. But in a way it was, because I noticed that I was having like weird, like I would get really crabby when I would be cleaning. I had some weird like anxiety around it, and it would just be like this huge ordeal. Like, why am I acting like this? This was years ago, but it's just the first example that I thought of. Because I think it was the first time when I really realized like, oh, noticing feelings and going, oh, I just wasn't totally clear on like the germ factor as far as cleaning this toilet, cross-contamination. What do I do with the rag when I'm done? Do I just use paper towels? I don't really want to use paper towels. I'd really prefer to use something that I can wash and reuse. So then how do I launder that in a way that, is safe? And, I just like kind of was like overly confused about that, and it just made me all anxious because I didn't have a real system for it, or the system I had I was constantly questioning because I was just never really sure what needed to happen there, or what was like enough. And so then I think probably I overdid it. And sure, my mom probably had systems growing up. I wasn't aware of the whole start to finish of that, and I used different kinds of cleaning agents than she did. But I really noticed that if I could just going back to like how to clean a toilet, like what do we need to, what needs to happen here? Looking a little bit into that, really changed things, But I'm not somebody who will like read all of the instructions before starting something. That is not really my thing. I like to just jump in and then I'll go back when I know where I'm struggling. So, but like, start here and because I'm not going to start with SI. I'm going to start with the getting, the play energy and getting going. So, fun question. This is our 100th video. Did you know that? I was going to like, oh, maybe I should make something special for like 100 videos. And I didn't. All I did was talk about going back to basics. So anyway, I will talk to you next week.